Alright, the Total Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies out there out here trucking it up. Okay, man. So we had this crazy segment on Raw. Raw was pretty damn good. Raw was pretty damn good. The Monday Night Raw after Mania. This Raw actually lived up to it. It's been quite a few years, I would say, since a Raw actually lived up. The Raw after Mania actually lived up to what it was supposed to be. And you had this, part of it was, you had this crazy segment with Gunther going after Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. And they did it in a way where it was good. It was good. On TV, you never got to see Gunther come out. It just comes back from commercial break. And boom, right there, you just have Gunther in Michael Cole's face. He's not really going after Pat McAfee. He's going after Michael Cole. And he's there in his face. Yeah, he may say a few things over to McAfee, but for the most part, he's going after Michael Cole. Michael Cole kind of stands up to him to kind of defend himself a little bit, verbally, of course, not physically, and just, says, hey, I'm not the one that tapped out. You're the one that tapped out. Gunther had enough, smacks the headset and the glasses off of Michael Cole. McAfee tries to get involved. Gunther pushes him, and he gets Michael Cole into Gunther. Gets Michael Cole into the chokehold, the sleeper hold, for just a few seconds, man. They don't even hit the ground or anything. And McAfee lands a shot on Gunther. And it breaks the hold. Security comes down. Referees, officials, all that stuff comes down. Tries to break up McAfee and Gunther. They're not even really going at it at this moment yet. McAfee turns his back. Gunther gets McAfee in the sleeper hold, in the chokehold. Now they take it down to the ground. And he has him on it for a while. It's a while. He has him on it for quite a minute. That ends Monday Night Raw for Pat McAfee, because when Gunther releases him, they take McAfee back. McAfee does a good job in selling it. He's red as a freaking tomato, coughing it up, drinking a little bit of water all the way to the back. This puts over Michael Cole, because Adam Pearce tells Michael Cole to, hey, take the rest of the night off, as they already had Joe Tessitore run down there and take over, fill in. And Michael Cole says, no, I'm not going to let some bully, take me away from my job or whatever, word for word, I don't know. But basically, that's pretty much what he says. As Michael Cole is making his way back down, the arena's jam-packed, and they're, chanting, Michael Cole, Michael Cole. So this really puts Michael Cole over. For what reason, I'm not really sure, but hey, whatever, man. It doesn't hurt. This takes Gunther away from the title. And that's interesting to me, because I was kind of wondering just a little bit. I was kind of wondering, okay, so what happens now? Because now you have Gunther lose to Jay, but Gunther has beat Jay a few times. So now what? Now do we need to see a rematch on this again, right? Obviously, that was never even mentioned. And by the way, Jay was there. Jay was at Monday Night Raw. As a matter of fact, before this took place, Jay came down to the ring to kind of celebrate. Sami Zayn comes out. So does Jimmy afterwards. It was a little bit off, man, because I thought Sami was going to turn on Jay. That's what it kind of looked like. But no, they all hug. They're all cool. They're all brothers. And they all, celebrate. They all go to the back. Nothing really mentioned of Gunther. Now with this definitely takes Gunther away from Jay. My thing is that I'm not really sure where do they want to go with this story. Are we going with a Pat McAfee versus Gunther match? Is that where they want to go? We've seen Pat McAfee have a match before. He's actually pretty good. He's actually not that bad. I think he's pretty damn good in the ring. But I don't know where you want to go with this. Why do you want to have Gunther in there with Pat McAfee? If that's the way they're going, right? Why does he go after Michael Cole to begin with? Not sure. Is this gonna somehow, is Adam Pearce gonna say, hey, Gunther, you're gone for a while? Is Gunther looking for a little bit of time off? Is he supposed to be, suspended for a while? Maybe. That could be it. It could be it. I don't know how quiet it stays between McAfee and Gunther the next time they see each other. Like, well, do we act like it never happened? Do we have to see Pat McAfee versus Gunther? It was a good segment. It was a good segment. It kind of, blew my mind away. And at first, when Gunther had taken Pat McAfee down, I was starting to think like, dog, did some fans jump the barricade and try to get involved, man? Because you just saw some regular dudes in some street clothes and you had officials trying to hold them back. But no, that was McAfee's boys that he does the Pat McAfee show with. They just happened to be there, right? But for a minute there, I was just like, oh, dang. They're really losing control of this whole situation, man. Everybody's going to start rushing. It was cool. Look, it was cool to see. I really enjoyed this Monday Night Raw. I did. Great match with La Primera, Stephanie McCurr, and Io Sky. But, I'm just a little perplexed. Again, great segment. I'm just a little bit perplexed on where do you go from here. Is that what you're aiming for? Are you aiming for a Pat McAfee versus Gunther match? I'm going to say, man, that maybe you put Gunther on ice for a little bit. Have him cool off a little bit, man. You know what? He's suspended. Use this time to suspend him. He's off of Raw indefinitely. And maybe we see him come back. Money in the Bank or something like that. But that's where I think they should go. McAfee versus Gunther. Sure, you're not going to have Pat McAfee beat Gunther. You're not going to do that. Gunther has been champion. If you guys think about it, Gunther has been champion for I don't know how freaking long. Think about him down at NXT, but not only that, right? Let's just talk about the main roster. He was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Now he held this strap for, heck, I don't even know how long. But he's been champion most of his career on the main roster. By far, most of his career, this guy's been champion on the main roster. Whether holding the IC strap or this strap that he just lost to Jey Uso. So, now you're going to have him feud with McAfee, which, again, I don't know. It can be a good match. I'm just not sure. Look, honestly, just to end this, not to be too long-winded on this, I would say suspend him. Suspend him. Hey, take a little bit of time off. Take a little bit of a break. Have some time off. And then have him come back for Money in the Bank. Is he going to be one of these guys that always has to be in the title picture? I hope not. I kind of get tired of those guys. They need to start a program outside of just the championship. And I get jaded with those guys, man. So hopefully he could come back and start a program with somebody else. But, man, let's see what happens. Look, it was a good segment. It was a good Monday Night Raw. I enjoyed it, man. But what's your guys' thought? What should they do with Gunther going from here? And what did this segment do for Gunther? Where should they go with them? Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.